And I said, how much would 8 minutes cost? So we settled on that. And so I'm going to speak with you for about 8 minutes and say a few things. And I want to encourage you with a few things. Number one, it's interesting to be back at Colonial after 33 years. And I was only here for a very brief amount of time, 1 year. And it was a unique time in my life. Didn't know a lot of people. Didn't really know what a Christian looked like. Didn't know that people got their hair cut over their ears and people wore belts, collared shirts. Stuff freaked me out. Gotta be honest with you. But I was told that if I came here and I had to do all those things, that I would be able to be here and be part of a community of people that loved you, cared about you. You could get an education and you can be safe and you didn't have to fight and carry on. And it would be cool. And so I bought into that reluctantly. And I came here, and it's one of the best memories I ever had, truthfully. And I'm so thankful for a lot of the people in this room that are here and friends that I have. And it's so neat to see. Coach Champ was instrumental in my life for the last 33 years. We've been connected, and it's so neat to see. This little guy was 3 years old, I think, running across the field when I was here, and so neat to see him. Yeah, he's a water guy. He didn't do a good job, but he was faster than a couple of our players, so that was cool. But I want to talk to you about a couple of things, and I'm going to switch gears a couple of times here. But as I was preparing to come and speak, I'm like, what in the world did I say to you that would make any difference that you haven't heard? And what do you do, right? And so, in preparing for this class that I'm in, I came across some scripture that was really interesting to me. And I wanted to share it with you. It's from the Old Testament. And it was in 1 Samuel chapter 9. It's a really cool little story. And it's about a guy named Saul, about a guy named Samuel, and a servant. 3 people. And what it was is, Saul was this really good-looking guy. He was from the tribe of Benjamin, smallest tribe in the whole New Testament. Not a big deal, but he was this big, strapping, good-looking guy. And his dad said, Saul, I need for you to go find our lost donkeys. Right? You ever been made to go look for a donkey? I think I have. Can't remember, but I think I have. But they went out and they looked for these donkeys. They couldn't find them anywhere. And the servant, Saul, was looking. Finally, it got dark. And Saul said, man, I think we better go home. Dad get worried if we won't get back in time. Couldn't find the donkey anywhere. And the servant said, Saul, let's get one more thing. Let's do one more thing. Let's go into this town. There's this guy that's there. He's a seer, S-E-E-R. We know that as a prophet, if you will. He said, let's go see this guy. He's going to tell us where these donkeys are. He's a man of God. He knows what he's talking about. He'll tell us. Well, little did he know that God came to Solomon in a dream the night before. He said, this cat's going to come into town, and I need you to tell him that he's going to be the king one day, and that he needs to prepare himself for it. And Solomon's like, oh, okay, I'll do that. So the next day comes in, they come into town, and they see Solomon come down the stairway, and they say, hey, do you know where we can find the seer? He said, well, I happen to be that guy. He said, you must be the person I'm looking for as well. He sent the servant on up to the tent to get some food, kind of like this. And he began to tell him that he was going to be the king of the whole empire. And he's like, I'm just this guy. I don't have any idea how that can be possible. And Solomon said, well, you can do with that information whatever you want to, but it's going to happen. You need to prepare yourself. And so as I began thinking about that story, I'm thinking, what role do we play in this whole thing called Colonial Christian School? Who's Saul? Who's the servant? Who's Solomon? What role do we play? What role do we have? Who played the role when I was here? When I came here, somebody told me, hey, you ought to go over to Colonial. Well, when I got to Colonial, who was my Solomon? Or was I just a servant guy saying, hey, you ought to go to Colonial, take my good advice, you need to do this, and all of a sudden something happens. So the story goes like this. there's three very important things that happen. First one is that Saul had a guy that was willing to tell him to take a chance and say, let's go talk to this guy. What do we have to lose? Right? So as I began thinking about that, I'm thinking about, well, what if 33 years ago I was encouraged to come to school here so that I could come here 33 years later and tell you something that may matter for eternity? I don't know. God's that big, right? I mean, my God is. And so I don't know. But that's kind of why I said, you know what, I'll go there and I'll speak. And I'll say, hey, God may be using you for something that we're going to kick off here. And maybe it's for that gym. Maybe it's for something else with this school. Maybe it's for people that you have no idea who they are. There's a lot of you in this room that have no idea who you are. It's nice to meet you. But the truth of the matter is that God may have me here today for you, so that 15 years down the road, God's purpose in your life is fulfilled through someone else, for something other than yourself, for His kingdom. That's the way God works. It's not this structured thing. And so as I began to think about the enormity of that, I thought, man, what a special opportunity, right? That God can use someone as insignificant as I am, truthfully, and a single parent, couldn't afford to go to school here, had no business being here, had no idea what a Christian was. I didn't know what Christians looked like until I saw Chris Haskell. And that really confused me. I told Chris I was going to call him out. So. But I didn't lie. So, no, I'm just playing. Chris is a super guy. We've been friends a long time, and so thankful for him and what he does for Colonial. This is a heartbeat for him. Champ's the same way. Such great people. I graduated with some beautiful girls over there. Tammy and Patty, they were smart then, they're smart now. And I tell you what, I'm still scared of both of them. But no, we just had a great opportunity to be here at Colonial. And something's going to kick off. And tonight we're going to kick something off, and I'm going to encourage you to do this. I came with an idea. We got some renderings. Is it okay to go with that?
Yeah,
can I tell?
They're here. They're ready to go out.
We're ready to build a new gym. We want to build a new gym here. And it's exciting. It costs a lot of money, right? I know there's a lot of people in here with a lot of money. Champ's got a lot, so we're going to... but we're going to kick off. What we're doing here is we are preliminarily kicking off the idea of forming the purpose of getting this gym done. We've got a lot of fundraising to do. We've got things to put in place. It is a long, long process. Miss Terry has been after it. I mean, since I've met her 3 months ago, I mean, it's crazy how much work has gone into that. We've got colored renderings for everyone to look at tonight. But what we want to do tonight is we came up with an idea, and we're going to call it the, let me make sure of this, Alumni Arise Campaign. Tonight we're going to sell 100 t-shirts. I already bought one. They're 150 bucks. It's a lot, right? For a t-shirt? Well, you're not really buying a t-shirt. What we're doing is we're going to raise 15,000 bucks for our exploratory committee. Everybody's going to throw $150 on a t-shirt. You're going to get your name on the back of it. You're going to get a cool shirt. My wife designed it. My wife over there is Patty.
Thank you.
And it's a great shirt. And we want you to have it. We want you to sign it for that. We need that 150 bucks. We need to raise 15 grand tonight so that we can pay for our next step as we start this capital campaign and we kick that off this year. And I know that I'm excited about it. I've put my money up already. Miss Terry was the very first person, her and her husband, to say, hey, I want to be part of that, which really impresses me as a leader, and I appreciate that. And so I want to encourage you tonight to be one of those 100. If you have an opportunity, we're not here to try to take money from you. Pastor Long said, I can't ask for more than $150. They got bills to pay over there. But I want you to be encouraged with that, okay? Secondly, I want you to have a dream for Colonial Christian School. I I want you to have a dream for kids down the road. Look, we are all here. We all have our memories. We all have our things. We all have our first. How many of you have been here and there was a first here for you? For me, I can list 10 of them. And I won't even bore you, but I'll bore you with a couple, right? First one was a haircut over the ear. That was definitely a first. Okay? And getting called to an office and getting chewed out and then getting prayed over was a first. That happened several times over the 9 months that I was here. But that was definitely a first. So many firsts. Caught my first ball out there on that field by yours truly and Chris Haskins. Shot my first goal in that gym over there that we had. Scored a lot of points in that gym. And I had a great time being an athlete at Colonial. And Champ was my first high school football coach. So there's a lot of firsts that I got to experience. Got to drive for the first time. Got a lot of cool firsts here. So that's why I love this place. And I hope that if those firsts mean something to you, that you'll get to be part of this thing. And I want to encourage you with that. It's great to see everybody tonight. God bless you. And we're going to go back to Georgia, back to this kind of weather that's here. But we left there, it was 20 degrees. We got here and it felt like 20 degrees. I kind of dressed a little bit wrong, but it was worth a try anyway. So I think I'm turning this back over to Pastor Long. And thank you, everybody. God bless you. And where did we find those slips at, Miss Chick?
When we finish